said to us, they said, liberation first, education later. We never went to school. We went to fight in the trenches, you see. And we are the main ones who made this country to become, I mean, to get that democracy. I've got almost 14 years out of life. And you see, I didn't have good qualifications. So that's why I didn't get a job. Yeah, Jacob Zuma, I mean, he knows everything and he's the one who will help us. He knows our situation. He's not in the government yet. He's the ANC president. And so when we vote, I think he should be the country's government. We met with him. Put our problem on him. He said no, he can't help us at the moment until he becomes the country's president. Then he will consider us. Those people spend lots of time in exile. You see, they didn't have time to build houses, to raise their kids. The government's supposed to pay them.
The government has just forgotten them.
They have a lot of trauma, and nobody kind of actually dealt with the trauma when they came back from exile.
They were fighting for us all the years. I think the government must look after them.
They're not working. Say, I can see plenty of them here, they're not working.
Comrades, I'm greeting you again as a forum. Doors of discussion are now open. Issues concerning skills development.
We need to be self-reliant, and to be self-reliant, you need to acquire certain skills.
What is important actually concerning the sustainable business, it is something which is very, very, very important for us because it will help us and helping also our families. So that is the thing that we are to stick on it. That is the thing that we need also a help even from the government.
The main problem now is that most of our comrades here, actually they were not provided with houses.
I think we are a privileged group. We are going to be allocated houses. It's going to, the government has assured that process, and it's an ongoing process. You are going to be allocated houses.
Since we are registered now, we were told we were moving in December. It never happened. Then again, we were told we were moving in January. Never happened again. So now again, they are repeating the same thing. They are saying after election. And still now, I don't have a house. So how are we going to address that problem?
There's still a problem in terms of allocation of houses. We should be patient.
The last issue of discussion, it will involve under general.
We have sick comrades amongst ourselves. And I think we need procedural
attention, to solve that problem.
Some of the comrades have been sick ever since they came back from exile. They don't have medical, benefits. They don't have anything. No one was there to help them until they died, painfully sick. But now the contributions that they made really brought this new dispensation everyone is enjoying, even those leadership in their offices, in their departments. I think they must come back into their minds and try to think for the cadres. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, comrades. Please never lose your morale. Mandla! Izole tu. Africa. Mandla!
You see here is a 26th. You see that's a star, that's a dollar sign. There's 1, 2. That's this tattoo. It was just for entertainment. I've got some here in my chest. See here, I'm praying for Africa. See, this is a hand, there's a cross, and then that's Africa. And one on my leg here, that's for the communist. You see, in the MK, my unit, we used to type this. We used to tattoo this on our legs or on the hand. So I've got plenty of them. See, so sometimes I would want to remove them. That one is for outlaw. That one I did it whilst I was in the army. See, I was in the engineering regiment. I stopped a white officer. I stopped him because he called me a kafir. So I decided I must discipline him, so I stopped him. After that, I was discharged in the army. Since I was dismissed in the army, I never worked again. I mean, I live here, the whole community knows me here. And they also know I'm an ex-soldier, I'm an ex-SNDF, I'm an ex-MK member. You see, so I mean, that's one of my comrades. Don't leave in Jackie, don't leave all homes. So we are going that way. I was once arrested for a crime that I didn't commit. I was arrested for a hijacking. Yeah. It was my cousin who went for hijacking. Put the car in my garage. So when the cops came, they found me sleeping. So I was arrested for his crimes. Hi, Sarah. You're sweetheart. You can't blame the other ex-guerrillas for committing crime. To find a job, they tell you lots of stories and they find out that you were a soldier. So they couldn't employ us. Okay, so that's why some of us, they went for crime, so that they may get something in their pocket and feed their families. I'm emphasizing to others, please don't commit crimes, not right. In prison, your time has been wasted. Come here in the woods, can enjoy life. Okay. On your words. You see, hey, no matter is unemployed, you see with the radio there. And then the government should do something about it. You see, Jacob Zuma is going to rule the country in the right way. You see, so I'm proud if he's going to become the president. I mean, he will meet some of our demands. You see, because if you can look at us at the moment, most of the young men, around the location, they don't work. I mean, maybe he might implement the strategy of giving people jobs. Continue, boy.
One of the projects that I'm managing is the ex-combatants project with Hans and Alex here. We're going to collect food for the guys. This happens every week on Tuesdays. This is an immediate short-term thing which I don't think could be any human dignity for any person to rely on handouts. Ultimate objective is not to just promote this food, because ultimately one wants to make sure that they are self-sufficient. That's why we're trying to assist them to get business skills and create sustainable sources of income by the creation of small businesses. It's just a temporary relief whilst we are busy fine-tuning our plans.
My name is Daniel, and I'm born here in Alexandria, and I've started being an ANC member from 1974. So I'm still a loyal member. ANC have contributed a lot towards my life. Then I just call ANC as my mother. I call it as my parents as such. In 1984, I had to cross the country, going outside to go and fight against the system that we were in. Myself, when I came back here, the problems that I faced, it was that of hunger and the problem of being confused.
Hello,
because promises were not delivered to us.
Yeah.
And then we don't know whom should we face to. With this food, we are really making a living for ourselves, because I'm no longer pulling people, going house to house, asking food from them. This is where I live, in this tin box. Meanwhile, I know that I'm waiting for my government that is going to do something right for me, as they promised us. Make it just a bit, until we get another parcel. We are trying our best. I met my wife while I was in exile, and we got married in Angola. This was a happy memory for me, but I also have bad memories. At the moment that I'm thinking so much, that doesn't go out of my mind. There was a great ambush whereby now 32 comrades have fallen down. And my combat was all red because of the blood of comrades that have fallen down. We were the ones that have survived. But now, that is a trauma that I can never forget in my life.
I joined MK in 1983, whereby I went for 6 months training in Angola. Then after that, I went for Commandos course training. 1988, I came to work underground. We're going to approach 6 number 31, where I used to reside as an underground operative. Being underground needed a cadre who's highly disciplined, who will be able to survive in all situations. I stayed as a normal civilian, like other people. Even the system couldn't notice because of the discipline that I had. So no one knew about me. This place reminds me a lot about the struggles that we waged, the pains and ups and downs of the revolution. We were fearless by then because we were still young and very angry. And some of the materials used to be kept up here. Here is the living room. We never had peace of life to concentrate on hiding, protecting your life against the system. Because I was working as an underground, I can't disclose activities and anything to do with the struggle. Just only to say this is where I resided as my underground home.
I was born and bred here in Alexandra. We are the first group of 1976 youth which left the country, and we were received by Jacob Zuma in Mozambique. We were the first contingent to be trained under the ANC Umkhonto Wesizwe in 1976 in Angola. Life was a bit difficult when I left South Africa. I was very young at that time. I got this house a year ago. They offered us this house as ex-combatants. This is the bathroom. I haven't installed a bathroom yet, but I'm intending to do that, and I need to refurnish the house as well. This is my bedroom. This is my bedroom where I sleep, you know. I spent most of my youth time in the ANC and MK in exile. I grew up in the ANC, I was politicized by the ANC, I was educated by the ANC. I was offered a lot of opportunities, and I was even working within the ANC structures. My father was working for the ANC underground structures. He's the one who was helping young people from Soweto and Alexandra. He was assisting them to skip the country, to leave the country legally. And he was in the high command of the ANC operational structures. In 1977, when he got arrested, and he was in the Pretoria 12 trial, they were sentenced to Robben Island. In 1991, when I came back home, when amnesty was declared, that was the first time I could meet him. It was a marvelous opportunity for me to reunite with him. I've got 3 children in Zambia, and I've lost communication with them, or I've been trying to resume contact with them. It's quite sad because since I've got a house as an ex-combatant, I need that they should come and join me here in South Africa.
Yeah, there's a kind of a tree called willow that I'm using for my handcraft to craft the baskets and other stuff that I'm crafting. I've been interested in doing artworks from an early stage. During the student uprising of 1976, I was only 13 years old. But now I didn't know anything about politics, about the life we did, until I was taught by apartheid brutality, where they used to set dogs on us, police dogs, and hitting us all the time with their chambocks. And for no any good reason, I wanted to know why, but I didn't find the answer. Bullets were flying all over us. I used to run over dead bodies of my comrades and compatriots. So it's where I gained resistance to be able to go and join MK. I really needed some revenge on this coward elders who used to shoot at us like we were moving targets, you see. You know, I hated those racist police and forces. This life is full of many injustices that affects individuals. This helps me to relax and stay cool.